So he's the villain?
Well, sort of. Wrestling is complicated.
And why would you model yourself after a person everyone hates, Cash?
Because everyone in that arena pays $100 to see George lose. The way I figure it, win or lose the fight, George has already won the war.
Well, maybe you fellas just like going around with targets on your backs.
Oh, we learn from the best, Brother Minister.
Hi everyone, I'm Dom Griffin. I'm a film critic and you're watching the Armchair Auteur. This is an ongoing video series I do where we talk about new movies, old movies, screenplay analysis, that sort of thing. So if you like movies and film culture and you like to see someone pick it apart, please consider subscribing. Today I will be reviewing One Night in Miami, Regina King's feature directorial debut that has been getting a lot of Oscar buzz for good reasons and bad reasons. And I saw this last month, but I'm only reviewing it now because today it is out on Amazon Prime and not like in some limited theatrical run. The movie had some pretty strong buzz going for it, largely because it's based on a play by Kemp Powers, who is the co-director, co-writer of the movie Soul, which I've previously already reviewed, and it's not quite what I expected going in. One Night in Miami is the fictional story that answers a semi-interesting what-if question. What if, the night Cassius Clay won the world title off Sonny Liston in Miami Beach, he spent the evening celebrating with Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and Jim Brown, with all four men at a crossroads in their lives. Cassius, played by Eli Goree, has just cemented his status as the king of boxing with his title win, but is also about to join the Nation of Islam and become Muhammad Ali. Malcolm, played by Kingsley Ben-Adir, has grown disillusioned with the nation himself and wants to leave, start something new, and involve the other three men if he can. Leslie Odom Jr. from Hamilton plays Sam Cooke, a hugely popular black musician who just dramatically bombed at the Copa, awkwardly seeking white approval, here criticized by his peers for not taking a bigger stand for political issues, and Jim Brown, played by Aldis Hodge, after his first time acting in a movie and considering leaving football behind for the big screen. The cast as an ensemble has some nice moments together, and by the film's middle, they grow to display some palpable chemistry. When it's at its best, the movie allows the audience to get lost in the imaginary scenario and indulge in the hypothetical conversations these icons could have had together. Individually, the performances each leave something to be desired. Like, Goree's Clay is entertaining, I guess, but it sort of borders on parody. Ben-Adir's Malcolm X suffers from, not being Denzel's Malcolm X, but it also pales in comparison to Mara Van Peebles' turn as Malcolm in Michael Mann's Ali biopic. It basically feels like a TV movie version of the man. And unfortunately, that TV movie vibe extends to the entire film, really. My biggest issue with why the movie disappointed me is that going into it, it has all this award season buzz and people calling Regina King a frontrunner for Best Director, and I have to be honest, I like Regina King as an actress, a lot. I've seen episodes of television she's directed, and liked them a fair amount. But if you didn't tell me going in that she directed this, I would have very little to say or think about the film's direction, because visually, structurally, stylistically, it doesn't stand out in any meaningful way. I do think her experienced hand is a big reason why the ensemble, when it works, does work as well as it does, because, she's a very experienced actress, she's directed for television, and you can tell that her hand probably helped get these guys to work well together and fit into each other and find that chemistry that makes the movie in any way charming. But for the most part, I think the fact that Regina directed this means that if someone less talented directed it, it would actually be borderline unwatchable. It's like her presence really just raises things up to the bar where it's tolerable, not where it's exemplary. But after a while, the film no longer feels like a fascinating and relevant exploration of what it would have been like for these four icons to link up, but rather repetitive black barbershop debates being played out by fantasy impressions of historical figures. In some ways, it's exactly the kind of black period piece I feel like a lot of people on Twitter think they want from Hollywood, but actually watching it, there's just so little to grab a hold of. I was particularly incensed by the film's conclusion. It feels more like the final act of an NBC dramedy than the climax of a film making it to so many best of lists. Look, if you told me there was a movie that had this exact premise about these four men linking up at this specific moment in history, and you told me it sucked and I wouldn't like it, and then you asked me to guess what the ending of that theoretical movie would be, I would assume, my first instinct, that it has to end with the first time Sam Cooke performed A Change Is Gonna Come, with some kind of schmaltzy CW montage tying up all the loose ends in the narrative. And I'd be right. I'd be salty about it, but I'd be right. Okay, I know I sound kind of negative, but it's not all bad. It's not a terrible movie or anything. I wasn't mad that I saw it. I wasn't regretful of the time I spent with it, but outside of a couple of little moments, there's one in particular scene I like a lot where we're introduced to Jim Brown, where you see Aldis Hodge as Brown talking to the owner of a football team played by Beau Bridges, and you see this very straightforward, matter-of-fact, very impactful depiction of the kind of racism powerful black men at this time dealt with on a regular basis, and I like that scene a lot. And I like the little Easter egg of the first movie Jim Brown ever made is one he died in, and then in real life, this man put a contract clause in every movie he made afterwards where his character could not be killed off. Like, I like that bit if you're into, like, trivia. But beyond little moments of trivia and a couple, like, you know, actually charming moments between the leads, there's just not a lot here to grab a hold of. Like, I don't think it's offensive or, like, any sort of, like, waste of time. It's just, this is the movie people have been getting hyped for. This is the movie making all these year-end lists. This is the movie people are considering like an Academy Award frontrunner. I've seen VH1 produce biopics in the same level of quality as this movie, and some that are even more entertaining. Like, it's better than like Lifetime stuff or like, you know, other similar low-hanging fruit, but it's just not that special to me. If I do have anything positive to say about the movie, it's that I hope that Regina King is able to ride this wave of praise for the film into directing something else that's going to be better suited to showing off her potential and her talent as a filmmaker. Because, like, we all love Regina King, and I'd love to see her get to keep making movies as a filmmaker. I just hope they're not like this one. One Night in Miami is available on Amazon Prime right now. If you haven't seen it and you want to see it, you can. I wouldn't discourage you from doing so, but I also wouldn't go out of my way to recommend it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the little bell icon to get notifications when I put out new videos. If you have any thoughts about the film or questions you want to ask, you can do so below in the comments. I'll be down there answering any questions that pop up. Yeah, I hope you guys are being safe, being good to each other, wearing your masks, all that stuff. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.